Welcome back, Wisdom Walkers. And for those of you who are new viewers, thank you for visiting my channel. I have a question for you. Have you in your life ever had one word that led to one loss, that led to one life lesson? Let's talk about it. Now, I know that that could be pretty scary and intimidating to even think about. And in some cases, the losses are major, like maybe a marriage, a job, moving to a different location with plans that you may have had with a friend, but I digress. This lesson that I'm going to talk about in life actually happened in my youth. So it wasn't, well, I shouldn't say it wasn't anything major because it certainly was major for me. Now, when you have a star athlete and they know they're a star athlete, I'm just going to throw a name out like Michael Jordan. He knows that he's Michael Jordan, but he knows what it took to get to that point. And while some may say at times he can be, shall we say, arrogant, there were also times when he's very humbled and very appreciative of the sacrifices he made personally to be able to get to that point in his life. In my case, and mine didn't have to do so much with being arrogant, but I was always striving to be the best student in all of my classes. So not just the best student in my favorite class or my favorite subject, which was English. I also wanted to be the best student in history and the best student in my science class and the best student in all the classes that I part- had partaken in. And the reason for that is I just like to really shine and really give my all. So, um, and at this point in my life, I was in middle school. So I was about 14, maybe. Well, no, I would have been 13, about 13 or 14, because I remember at 14, that's when I actually went off to high school. So in the ninth grade, this was the year before that. So 12 or 13. Okay, if it's the year before that, it would be 13. But I was known as a top rated student. So I was outstanding in spelling and writing and speaking and history, information, all the things that I studied for and took the time to learn. Well, you know how the spelling bees come along, and everyone always knew Sherry's going to win, Sherry's going to win, because I would actually learn words that weren't on our list just in case, because if you have enough competitors and they run out of the words that are on the list, they do go to words that you may not be familiar with. And just to let you know, yes, I learned how to spell anti-establishmentarianism, which used to be the longest word in the dictionary. I don't think it is anymore, but I digress. At this particular time, my favorite teacher, which was the English teacher, was the one conducting the spelling bees. And, all of us were on the stage and, you listen to the word. They give you an example of using the word in a sentence, and then they repeat the word. Well, I'm the top spelling bee person, so I'm like, just say the word, okay? I got this. Well, at this particular juncture, the teacher stood in front of me and she said, and people who do spelling bees, they have to be able to enunciate their words very well so that there's no misunderstanding or any miscommunication or anything like that. And so this teacher was at the top of her game. She really was very good at all of that. And it came to me, and I'm like, I know all the words on the list because let's get on with this. She said, the word is attitude. Shall I use it in a sentence? And me with my arrogant ass, no, I can do it. So I said, attitude, Attitude, which is how you spell attitude. Only that wasn't the word she had given me. She had actually said altitude, Altitude. But with me saying I don't need a sentence, no, you don't have to repeat the word. I got this. I spelled the wrong word incorrectly. Wait, I said that wrong. I spelled the wrong word correctly, but it was not the word she had given to me. And she said, I'm sorry, the sentence would have been the altitude in this place is, I don't know, very hot or something. I don't know, very high. And I was like, she said altitude, not attitude. And there were probably at least 8 or 9 people that were still on the stage for the spelling bee. And all of them gave a sigh of relief because they just all knew Sherry's going to win this. You know, she knows all the words. She's always winning every year. And you guys, the crestfallen look on my face when I realized, yeah, it might be a good idea to have them always give a sentence so you know exactly what it is they're asking for. But the reason why I'm sharing this story is as soon as I realized my error, I remember the words that my first grade teacher taught me that I've always used in my life, even from first grade. But we used to go into our first grade class, and you all had to sit down and fold your legs, cross your legs, and do all of that. And back then, you said to pledge allegiance to the flag. We don't do that anymore, but um, and you would say, good morning to you. There was a little song you would sing to your teacher. But after all of that routine was done, she had this big old poster in her classroom. And that poster, she would read it out loud every day. And the poster said, learn to listen and listen to learn. I mean, those are magical words. I don't care what stage or place you are in life. Learn to listen and listen to learn. And as soon as I'm standing on that stage, I could almost see that poster. Learn to listen and listen to learn. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a truism that we can use in all areas of our lives, in all situations, and with all relationships, whether they're marital ones, friendship ones, colleagues at work, neighbors, children, parents, siblings. If we all just took the time to learn to listen to what the other person is saying, and then allowing them time to learn to listen to what we're saying, and then if we all take the time to not just learn to listen, but listen so that we can learn. Ah, those were the days, you guys. So that was one spelling bee that I didn't win, but it was definitely a major lesson that I relearned. And remember what I always say, the learning of a lesson is the application of it. So to say I learned that lesson in first grade and then here I am at middle school, I don't need you to leave it in a sentence. I can get it. Yeah, that brought it right home to me. And I was like, okay, from now on, that's a lesson I will repeat over and over again in my life. That needs to be my new mantra. So, as you guys know, this is Life Lessons Learned. My mantra is knowledge is in the knowing, but wisdom is in the doing. Please share with me a time in your life where you had one word, one loss, and one life lesson learned. I would love to read them, see your comments, share your wisdom with all of us. And to my wisdom walkers, thank you so much for supporting this channel and continuing to return. For new viewers, if you feel so inclined, I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me sometime. This is Sherry Brantley. Thanks. I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.